Good morning, everyone. I am Lori Delk-Radecki with the Nashville Networking Business Luncheon. We do these 5 times a month in person all over Middle Tennessee, and then every single Tuesday here live on Zoom. So we always have a 10-minute speaker who talks to us about different tips, tricks, ideas, things that can help us both in our personal as well as our business life to help get us to that next level. After that, we're going to go around the room. Everyone will exchange their business cards virtually while we're on Zoom. And then you'll have 1 minute to give us your name, what you do for a living, and how we can better refer other people to you. And so we're going to go ahead and give our attention to Miss Takisha Bromell, our speaker today. Welcome, Takisha.
Hi, I guess it's still good morning. Okay, good morning, everyone. I had to look at that for a second. And Lori, I love how you just were able to, with ease, say your last name. That is your last. I'm like, go girl. Okay, I want to be you one day when I grow up. I'm coming for you. Okay, super excited to be here. It's been a while since I've been here. Probably closer to maybe April or March was the last time I was here. And so last night, I had something totally different that I was going to speak on. And then as I was lying down, I was like, what am I going to really talk about? Because what I was going to talk about originally had something more to do with my business. I own a business called Girl Friday Business Solutions. And we do virtual administrative and executive administrative assistance to businesses and entrepreneurs and solopreneurs. So I was kind of gonna talk, on a different subject, but as I was lying down, this popped into my mind, and then I started doing research, and it's called a second wind. And when I thought about a second wind, I'm like lying down, and I needed a second wind last night. I was exhausted. I was absolutely tired, and I found myself at 6:30. It was starting to storm and rain here, and I'm telling you, I wanted to go and lay down somewhere, and I was just exhausted and tired because I felt like I used a lot of my brain yesterday to do a lot of things. And I'm sure you can all understand, like, the mental. Sometimes when you are really focused on the mental side of things, that you can get a little tired. So I needed a second wind, and here I was lying down at 6:30, 7 o'clock at nighttime, and saying to myself, okay, that's what I need. So I know that everyone else needs this, because we are now in July. So we're now on the other side of half of the year. And we have had a doozy of a year. We've had a crazy first 6 months of the year. And so I wanted to kind of like remind us of what second wind means. It means strength, energy to continue something that is an effort. And if there has never been a time or never ever been a moment in our lives where we are having to put forth effort, to put forth savvy, to put forth a mental capacity to think outside of the box, to think bigger, to think larger. It is at this moment we've had to change a lot of things around. I think, Whitney, you were talking about that. Like, we have had to make some significant changes in the way that we do business for our business to grow. The last time I was here, I was talking about how if a rose or a flower can grow through concrete, so can business. But that means that there's a lot of push and a lot of effort that has to take place first. So as I was thinking through what that meant for me, what came to my mind was when I love to walk. I love to walk outside. And when I'm walking in the trail or walking on the treadmill, now I have to be honest, when I'm on the treadmill, I can never get my cadence right. My cadence in walking, like, it's either too slow. I think they fix it that way. It's either too slow or it's a little bit too fast, and it's making me walk a little bit faster than the norm of what I like to walk. Can anyone actually agree with me on that? It's never quite right. And so I don't want to be too slow. And I'm like, I really don't want to be faster, but okay, it's pushing me along the way. And I think that that's what's happening in business right now, in the pandemic and the things that we have going on, is that it's making us go a little bit further. Like, we can't quite find the cadence. If we go too slow, we're missing out. If we go too fast, what's next? But we have to find some kind of cadence that's on the treadmill to make us walk a little bit faster. And so what I find is there's, when you think about the second wind and you're walking, when I get on the treadmill, or if when I'm on the treadmill more so, because it's pushing me further and faster. It's making me speed up a little bit faster. And so as I'm on the treadmill, as I'm walking, I'm exerting more energy than if I'm walking on my pathway, because I can slow down a little bit. So I'm walking faster and I'm walking a little bit faster. And then I start to speed up a little bit. And I get to this point where after my first, I usually do about 3.5 miles. And as I'm walking, something happens to me. I'm like, I want to stop. And probably at mile one, I am in my head and I'm saying, can I do this? When can I stop? Okay. 2.5 miles seems so far away from me. I just am like, I don't want to do it. And it's so much easier for me to stop. But then something kicks in, and I believe it's the second wind. It's that strength, that energy to continue something. Now, I have to be honest, there are some things that are working for me when I am doing my walk. And they're on the trail things and they're off the trail things that I believe. Now, when I was doing the research last night, so I actually ended up getting a second wind because I was tired, right? I was in the bed and ready to go to sleep. And then something happened to me and I started to chew on what a second wind was. And so I started to do the research for it and I got this second wind. People or the scientists and the people out there can't really explain where second wind comes in. Like there's no reason for why there are some technical reasons like adrenaline and things like that, but they can't really fully explain why some people get a second wind and others don't, why one day you can get a second wind and the next day you're like exhausted. But there are some goodies that I think that I found that I think will help us on the trail. Well, let me start off the trail. I'm drinking water. I'm feeding myself with protein and fiber. I'm resting. And I'm also stretching my body. I'm taking warm baths, right? I'm doing all the things that's necessary. I'm ministering or working to my mind, my body, and spirit while I'm off the trail. And then when I'm on the trail, I have water. Before I start exercising, I eat protein and some carbs, although I am doing more of the keto thing these days. And so I have to be very careful. And then I stretch, right? And I get my body ready for it. But then I also have my music. I'm feeding my body. So I can at some point ignore the burn, ignore the pain, ignore the struggle, and get into a routine, a music routine, a routine that really helps me. And so it is with business, okay? All that to say, and 5 or 6 minutes into this thing right here, all of that is the same thing for your business. What you do off the trail and what you do on the trail matters in your business. And I believe that what you do off the trail, it feeds into what you're doing on the trail. Like me, when I'm walking, it's me getting that second wind starts way before I actually step on the trail. It starts way before that because I'm feeding myself the right things. I'm making sure that I have the right nutrients and the things that are in my body. I'm taking my vitamins. I'm doing the things that I need to do in order to walk and be healthy, to not give out, to have energy. I'm also resting when I need to rest. Although I got into bed at 7 o'clock and didn't go to bed until 10 o'clock. It was after 10 o'clock, studying and doing different things. It's what my body needed. My body was saying, okay, although you may not let your brain rest, can you just go and lay down for a little while? You know what I'm saying? So my body was doing it. And then so what I was doing off the trail was feeding into what I do on the trail, which then helps me holistically. So in your business, when you are off the trail, what are you doing in your business to feed what's going to happen on the trail? Are you at some point are you developing your white space? Are you, and what I mean by white space, and I've talked about this before here, is developing those other avenues of business that could be possible expansion points for yourself. Could be a new way of looking at a product that you already have in your hands. It could be taking something and going in a whole nother in a different direction. Are you developing your white space? That is your all of this that's out there in front of you. Are you developing it? Are you nurturing it? So like I just started a new project a couple weeks ago called Get Boss. It was another way of energizing the people that look at me and that look at Girl Friday and push it in a different way. Same information, but just a new message, a new invite, a new position, and also a new group of people that I wanted to focus on. I felt that there were a lot of women that look up to me, and there are a lot of women who don't give themselves permission to to hire someone. And what if they took a moment and said, you know what, I need help? And what if they gave themselves permission to do that? And so my entire focus, although I do have men clients, was to have something that was geared and changed, innovative way of focusing on the women that I know and seeing if there was an opportunity there. I just expanded our business. We went from we work with any business to we're going to now focus on real estate concierge and focus on real estate people. You know, again, honing in on a market and really looking at that. All of those things, that's your white space and things that you should be looking at in your business. How do you expand? How do you make things look a little bit different to the audience that you're trying to get in front of? It is the things that you do off the trail that feeds into what happens on the trail, because from that information we were able to, within 24 hours of going Get Boss, we were able to sign up last weekend 2 people in the program, just because we did something a little bit different and we were more innovative in our approach. How much more time do I have, Lori? I didn't time myself, so 3 minutes. Okay, perfect. Okay, so so that's number one. Number two is like your focus. It is like, and also the brainstorming around the focus. Do you have people that are in your ear, the right people that are in your ear, that will give you ideas that will that is like your, I call them my tribe. Like this week, I am meeting with 2 mentors. And when I meet with them, I posted this on Facebook yesterday. They are terror. Okay. When if I don't come correct, if I don't have it already kind of like together, if they see holes in it, they are terror. I'm on the hot seat. And so I can't just come and like say something real glossy and beautiful and think they're just going to be pat me on the back. No, they are absolutely going to tear into any idea I have that is not right. Do you have that type of mentor in your life that will be like, okay, that doesn't even sound right, Takisha, like go back to the drawing board? Or here are the questions that you need to answer before you take another step. Those are the people that you want to have in your life that are always going to be giving you the advice that you need to move forward. So develop your white space. That's off the trail. Make sure that you have the right mentors and that you're meeting with them on a regular basis. I can't wait. And then I'm also fearful on Thursday, I have a meeting with that second mentor. And I'm completely terrified about what he's going to say. Because, which is a good thing. It's good to have that friction, to have that thing. Like he may say, that's not going to make any money with some of my ideas. And then I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board again. But again, you need someone who's smarter than you that's in the room that can share those kind of like concepts and ideas and processes and procedures that's going to help you. So I better be ready on Thursday. Okay. And Monday, yesterday, when I had my first meeting, it went amazingly well. But on Thursday is a tougher task at hand. And then number 3, if we're going to talk about developing your white space and we're then talking about your mentors, what do you think would be like the next big thing that you need to do? You need to, I mean, on the trail, you need to have it. You need to be focused and determined and know what you're talking about and be able to create solutions and solve problems and really point out the problem, but then really speak to how you can solve the problem. It is one of the things that is like the hardest part of my business is when I talk to someone and they tell me that they had no idea I was doing what I was doing. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, the biggest thing that they would also tell me is they didn't see themselves in what I was offering. And I would sit there and say, well, I mean, I can't explain everything to you. You got to have some kind of, mindset to see that I'm saying, here are these 10 things. And it made me understand about marketing that if people don't see themselves in what you are marketing, that you can never sell them. You can never get them to look at you. And so you need to be specific. I saw, give me 2 minutes, Lord, I'm going to cap this up. I saw someone a few months ago in my area of expertise in business, like they were putting something on Facebook about what they do as administrative assistants or whatever. And I was like, they're in my backyard and they're putting stuff. I mean, they're not even here in Tennessee. They're somewhere in Kalamazoo, but they're focused in my area, in my back of the woods. How dare they do that? But they had a specific thing that they were offering. They were offering to accept phone calls for people or whatever. Like, they were very specific. And it helped me understand that I had to be just as specific about the products and the services, the things that we brought to the table, and to share that with everyone. And so like in our promotion for Get Boss right now, we're talking about if you have a business, a small business, an entrepreneur, solopreneur, you're a real estate agent, you're maybe a one-person shop on insurance. You are whoever you are. If you are a person that has a what was it called? Okay, a person that has a business and then they have a side hustle. This product is for you, and we're going to make it easy. We're going to give you the minimum hours. You can buy 5 hours a month, and then you can get into a small 3-month contract. Like, we made it so easy to break it down so that someone could get it. So one, again, I say, when you're off the trail, what you do feeds on the trail. And off the trail, you should be developing and expanding your white space. You should also be focused and make sure that you have everything that you need in order. And then also you need to make sure that you are being specific about about who you are and what you do, and make it easy. Simple, keep it simple is what you need to do in your business. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Takisha. So if you are watching us live online, we do these every single Tuesday, 11:30 to 12:30, right here in Nashville, Middle Tennessee area. If you want to meet with us in person, we are now meeting back in person also at restaurants. We are still doing the safe distancing like we're supposed to, but we are able to meet back in person. So you can see that schedule at our website at NashvilleNetworkingBusinessLuncheon.com. also on our Facebook group or our LinkedIn group. You can follow us there as well. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.